Okay, hello everyone. I'm so sorry I haven't updated in a long time. Um, Forgive me, but I have some exciting news to share. Fortunately, this video won't be about my hair. It will actually be about something that happened a week ago today. It's actually the 11th of May in Japan, but last week on May 4th, my birthday, something happened. Yay! So I want to talk about it. There's gonna be a couple of videos about this anyway. So as you can tell from the title, I'm going to talk about my Tohoshinki experience in Japan. Um, I went to their concert last week with a few friends, and yeah, Tohoshinki is currently on tour in Japan right now, the Tree Tour. And I was very lucky to go for the first time ever to see Yunhwan Changmin. So, wow! I'm going to tell you about my. Well, I don't know what. I'm going to tell you about my experience. So, to begin with, the ticket purchase, that process was really confusing because the first concert I actually went to was the TM Revolution show, as I have talked about in my video a long time ago. But this time for the Tohoshinki tour, I wanted to make sure the next concert I went to, I would have the best seat and I would have the best experience. And I'm not gonna say I didn't have a good experience at the Team Revolution show, just that I was very far. And since I wasn't in the fan club, I was late getting my ticket, so yeah. Anyway, for the Tohoshinki show, I definitely had to get the best, the best. I was already in the fan club, and luckily for me, when I was in the fan club, they announced that they were gonna have a tour, and I was like, oh yeah, cool. They have to come to Sendai, or they have to come to some place that's close to my prefecture, or in this prefecture, because no one ever comes here. So I'm like, alright, I'm gonna keep an eye on it. And luckily, when they announced the tour dates, I was so happy because they were going to be in Miyagi, they were going to play in Rifu, and it was going to, both of their shows were going to be on my birthday, on my birthday weekend during Golden Week. So not only was it on my birthday, it was during Golden Week, so even after the concert, I can rest for another 2 days. So I'm just like, so lucky. Lucky. So, fast forwarding to the ticket process, they did a pre-sale of all the premium seats and all that stuff, or the other seats for the concert, I think in November. And they had a set time and a set place to do it, and they sold tickets. I forgot which day, but it was at 3 o'clock, and it was during the time I was still at work, and I'm like, well, at least my classes are done. But I'm just like, oh, I have to do this on my phone, so it made it even more frustrating. I mean, because obviously everything was in Japanese, and I was like, well, I know it's in Japanese, but still. So it took about 30 minutes for me to, reserve 2 tickets, one for May 3rd and one for May 4th. And I just wanted a regular seat for May 3rd, but I wanted the best seat for my birthday. And I didn't know, even though I reserved it back in December 25th, I had to pay for my ticket. And I'm like, okay, so cool. I'm gonna go to both shows. I mean, what I look like not going to both shows. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get a ticket for May 3rd, but they gave me the ticket. I won the ticket for May 4th, which is my birthday, and I had the premium seat, and I got all this extra stuff, including the best seat. So I didn't know what my seat number was, but I paid for it, and that was that. So fast forwarding onto the days coming, the months passing, they just make announcements about tour and all that stuff. And things they needed, like they asked me for a picture, like a recent picture, a good idea of my good picture of myself. Well, why do I need a photo for? I mean, they already have my information. So they mentioned that they wouldn't send the tickets until like a week or so before the actual concert. So there was no getting your tickets before like right after you pay it. You have to wait. So eventually I did get my ticket, but since I was a premium seat, I received this in the mail. This picture I sent to them, which is my, my photo from my alien card. But since this is no longer valid, since I used it already, you can see all the information on there. My birthday, the date of the show, the concert venue, and This concert was at Seki Suiheim Arena, and it's in Rifu, and just has my birthday, which is the same day as concert, and my seat number apparently, or whatever number this was, but this was my ticket along with some other information. So on the day of the concert, I was super excited. It was definitely my first time being around so many other Big East fans because I've been to the JYJ shows twice in the States. So um, it was just kind of different because it was an actual concert, like an actual organized event. Um, and they had a lot of the fan goods there. They had a lot of things there, and I took a couple of videos, like really quick videos of how everything looked, like really short videos. I can see whether or not I will post them on my YouTube page or in this video somewhere. But we got there pretty early, so I had to go and get some goods for my friend's aunt, and her mom was there as well because they actually went before. They went to the other shows and they had premium seats. I'm like, lucky people with money. So, um, I went to get some merchandise. I'm like, I asked my friend, like, did you want anything? She's like, no, I'm okay. And I'm like, I'm guessing since she went before, she already got her goods, but it was my first time, so I got like a lot of things that I have posted on my Tumblr page. And I also, well, never mind, there's a towel here. But anyway, yeah. So the first thing I did was buy the goods, and then I went to another booth where they had like the Biggie stuff, like the towels, the T-shirt. I'm like, well, I already purchased the concert tour shirt, so I don't really need the Biggie shirt. But I did buy the towel, and I was super lucky to purchase the bag. Um, Unfortunately, the limited edition Biggie's bag at the show was only for Biggie's fans that were a part of the fan club for like 3 years or longer. But I just joined last year, so I'm just like, I can't get that cool bag. And it's a nice tote bag. I can actually show you that right now because it's behind me. But this lady was so nice enough. She was in front of me, and she's like, well, if you like, I can, if you give me the money, I can keep the bag for you. And I'm like, are you sure? And I'm like, I don't know her. She doesn't know my name. She doesn't know me. And I'm like, I know she can't run off with my money because we're like, I'm right behind her. So I was like, sure. And she's like, so I gave her my money, and she was right next to me, and I bought what I wanted. I got like a towel, and that was it. And so once we left the line, she gave this bag to me, even though I paid for it. But she got it for me. But this bag is so cool because it's very nice. Like the quality is nice. This bag, the side of the bag, you can put like a water bottle or drinks in here, or one bottle, of course, or like maybe an umbrella. I don't know. But I thought that was cool. This is the front. This is gonna be really quick. I have pictures of it. Biggest. The inside. There's nothing in here. I haven't been able to use it yet. I haven't been going anywhere. But this is pretty much it. And this cool official Tohoshinki official Big East. Ta-da-da! Oh, sorry. Tohoshinki official fan club. But anywho, I am very happy that I managed to grab this. She was very nice. I will never forget you. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu. So anyway, after I bought the goods, we had to go straight to the bathroom because unfortunately they don't have like intermission during the show. So they're like, yeah, we should probably go now because the line's gonna be longer later and we don't want to miss the show. I'm like, okay, sure. So that took 30 minutes because all the fans were obviously women and girls or teens, so the lines were super long. So we took about 30 minutes, and then after that we met up with some other people. And then after that, we're like, oh, okay, let's go eat. We actually purchased like some bread or some things to snack on before the show because we couldn't eat at the actual concert. So we snacked, ate, drank, and then after that, it was go time. And during that time, my friend's mom is so cool. She had Tohoshinki videos playing in her car, like the actual videos you can watch in the front. I'm like, oh my god, this is like the best birthday ever. So we were just kind of watching and listening and reminiscing about like, when they were 5, or just talking about, you're gonna have so much fun, you're gonna be in the front, you're gonna be able to see him. I'm like, I'm so excited, but I still, even now, I still have no idea where I'm sitting. So I just had so much excitement. I was so scared. I was like, if I don't get anything from this concert, I have to get Chungmin to see me. He has to see me. He has to. Ah. So, yeah, that was the mission. That's always the mission for every show I go to, is to get my favorite singers or my biases to see my face. They might not know my name, but still, I'm gonna be in an ocean full of Japanese people, so there's just no way. Dang, he got missed. So anyway, after that, we decided to kind of go to our seats, and since I was the only one with a premium seat, I'm just like, oh, I'm so new to this. So I needed to show them like my residence card and this card, you know, when so I could pass through the premium line. And I wanted to take pictures, but I was too late taking my camera. I was like, there's just no time. I don't want to hold up anybody just because I'm taking a picture of this. I just want her to get to my seat. So the second time I had to present this card was at the check-in, where they scan this card and they also look at your picture. And I'm like, yeah, it's obviously me. There's nobody. There's nobody else. Except for my hair is different. But I went there and that process was pretty easy. Went well. And then the next stop was the premium seat gift bag. It was basic. The bag is over there. I'll actually post a photo of the bag. In my on my Tumblr. So in the bag there was like a green mint scarf included. There was a photo frame. There was a picture card. There was a light stick. I can grab the light stick. Oh, there is a light stick, and yeah, like this one. This was awesome. It's so pretty. But the light stick. Oh, I feel I have these in reach. A pin that I haven't used yet. I was thinking about giving away for a souvenir or maybe keeping it. I don't know. There's something else. Oh no, I think that was it. Oh, this. I've been using this is actually my. This came with it. The bag has the same color. Premium seat. This isn't like a backstage pass. This is my train card. So yeah, I've been using this since the concert. I already had like a train card holder, but I'm like, look at Tohoshinki, it's much better if you can put money in this part. But anyway, I think that was all that came in that bag. So I was like, oh yeah, I forgot all about those. I was so excited. So once the seating came, the big moment, I walked in and it was like, everything was just like so black. Like the stage and everything, and everyone was just sitting down. And I was like, well, I'm obviously in this section. The premium seats had like red coverings that said premium seat on them. And it had also had the number. Oh, I forgot. When they scanned my card, they gave me a ticket that I can't find right now, but I know it's in my house somewhere. It's actually, I also have a picture of that on my Tumblr. The ticket has like your name, the venue, and all that stuff, and where you'll be sitting. And I'm like, okay, let me find my seat. And you know how when you look for something and you're so anxious to find it quickly, you're just too excited, you're just like you're in a hurry. That's what happened. I think I went past my seat like 2 or 3 times before I actually got to it, because I'm like, I'm reading this wrong. I'm just being too impatient. It's not like they're gonna start the concert and the venue's just only half full. So I'm just like, okay, let's do this. Let's just breathe. It's gonna be okay. Hopefully I have a really, really close seat and I'm not like in this space. So I go back and I look for my seat and I turn in. I'm like, okay, this is definitely where I'm supposed to be, but I have to actually find the actual seat. And I'm moving closer, and closer to the stage. I'm like, no effing way. And I find my seat, and I was so close. Like, the premium section was kind of small where I was sitting, because I was center stage. I was sitting in front of the stage, and I was the third row. And there's 2 rows, but there was like maybe 4 people in the front row. Maybe 4, I can't really remember. Maybe 4 people in the front row. The second row was maybe like 6 or 7 people. And then I was like I was the third seat, third row, and I could actually see everything. I was at the front stage, the center stage. When they would come out, I could see their sweat, and I was like, there is no way this is my seat. How did I get this lucky to get this seat? And every time someone would come by in my seating section, they'd start freaking out because they couldn't believe how close we were. We were in the center. Now there was a main stage, like this. The stage was kind of shaped like a Y, But in the back, there's like a long line for the members to go, left or right to see the fans on this side, in the audience, or just stay at the center and just perform. And then there was also a band plus the big screen, and there was another screen, and then there was another screen. And they walk forward to a stage that will go up, that will rise up, walk up to the center stage and kind of stand on the spinning circle thing, and then it will come back down and they can kind of perform there as well, just on the flat surface, and then they can kind of branch out. If that made any sense. So it was just, I just couldn't believe how close I was, and I was just worrying that I was sitting in the wrong seat, but I wasn't. No matter how many times I checked, I was definitely sitting in the right place. So I was just super anxious for the concert to start because I'm like, this is my first Toho experience, and I'm going to see my ultimate bias. And everybody gets this feeling when they're going to see their ultimate bias, especially in person. Because I'm like, I've seen JYJ, and out of JYJ, JJ is my favorite. But when they were 5, Changbin was my favorite, and Changbin is still my favorite in the current Tohoshinki. So I'm just like, oh my god, I hope he's oh my god, I'm gonna see him, and I'm gonna see and I just cannot wait. I just felt like the concert actually started at 4, but I forgot the starting time, and I'm just like, oh, this is gonna start, this is gonna start. And I waited there for like 35 minutes, and I was so bored and lonely because I'm like, this lady next to me doesn't give a crap about my existence. And obviously she's here for the guys, but I'm like, usually people would kind of be like, oh cool, there's a foreigner here. That's so cool to see somebody here from another country to see these guys. But no, she didn't care. She didn't give two craps. So I'm just like, oh, I'm so lonely. And we couldn't take pictures. So fortunately, I don't have pictures of the actual concert. They were definitely forbidden. No cell phones, no cameras, no anything. Because they ask you before you come in. I'm like, I'm in the front row. I'm about to take my chance of missing out on the entire show because I took out my cell phone during the performance. No way. So, sorry there are no pictures. I would have had awesome pictures, but they just said no. So, yeah. So I waited for like 35 to 45 minutes. And like probably around like 3:58, there was this camera lady that was kind of getting ready. I'm like, oh my god, it's about to go down. It's about to go down. I was like, oh god, oh my god, oh god. And I'm like freaking out just recalling this happened at this time right now. The concert would be going on right now. This was last week because it started at 4. It's like 4:51. So no one by then the stadium was full, all the seats were full, and everyone was kind of like, oh my god. I'm like, have my light stick like this. I'm ready. I'm ready. So so yeah. So 4 hit, and it was like, doom. I'm like, oh my god. And I just couldn't. I was just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And I just couldn't believe it. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't bother reading any fan counts from previous shows. I've seen like a few pictures, but I'm like, I don't want to see anything else. Because I'm going to go and I'm going to do a review of my experience. So yeah. So then that's the concert started. Doom. And I'm like, everyone's like, And I realized like a lot of the girls around were like Changbin fans. I'm like, gosh, you gotta compete with them. So yeah. So that was how it started. And for more info, for more of the Toho experience, you have to watch part 2. And I'm sorry I did a lot of blabbing about this song. Oh my god, this is almost 20 minutes. Sorry. But the next one should be really, really interesting. I will definitely touch upon the high parts, the highlights of my experience. So, until next time, thank you so much for watching this video, even though it was super long. And I may have been talking way too fast, but I'm too excited, and I'm just recalling my precious memories of seeing Tohoshinki live in person for the first time. So, thank you, and please look forward to part 2. And thanks for watching, and see you guys again. Bye-bye.